And the way you speak and write, which is familiar to a lot of people now, which is a vivid vocabulary, rolling qualification, references, allusions to all sorts of literature, science, whatever. If I'd met you as a child, as an adolescent, how much of that would have been there? When did that, if I can say manner, when would that have become fixed?
It's very interesting, and I puzzle over this enormously myself. I don't know, I mean, of course, I sort of know what my manner is because I'm told it so often, and you believe it. Do you remember those first times you were ever told about writing, and you were told that there was such a thing as a tone, and then that there was such a thing as a style, and that one had to achieve it? And I remember my father criticising me quite in a way that really upset me for being a pasticheur, for basically having no original cast of mind, no original thought or no original manner, and having no original style, that I was a kind of butterfly.
How old were you when he said that?
I was 12, 13 or something like that. I mean, I was an enormous reader, so and I sort of put that down to some extent to insomnia, but I think it's a kind of horse and cart thing, really. I think it was insomnia because I read so much, to be honest, as well as reading so much because I was insomniac. But I would read 3 or 4 books a night sometimes, easily. And then my parents had a lot of books, and so there were a lot of books in the house, and there was a mobile visiting library, being in the middle of the country. And so, you know, I did read voraciously and remembered the patterns that I read, the speech patterns of everything from the sort of orotundity of a Conan Doyle to the elegance of a Jane Austen or whatever, and so you absorb them, and then Wilde, the language of the importance of being earnest and things like that, sort of got into my system. And so I would talk half like an early 18th century squire, and half like a caped Victorian, and I can't have another half, can I? You know what I mean? There was this sense of this preposterously posy child who was trying on different verbal, intellectual clothing all the time. And eventually, suddenly, a particular look sticks, or a particular style seems to emerge. There were certainly the 3 W's, Woodhouse, War, and Wilde were big in my universe there, and were an influence.